We're joined now by Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo and student athletes Cassius Winston and Matt McQuaid. Spartan locker room is now open. We'll ask Coach Izzo to make an opening statement, please, and then we'll take questions first for the student athletes. Coach.
Well, first of all, I want to give a lot of credit to Texas Tech. On our national championship rings, there's a TPW, players play, tough players win, and very seldom in my career have we kind of got outbeat up. And tonight was one of those nights, you know. I was concerned about the turnovers. I thought we could hurt him inside, put a lot of pressure on Cassius. I mean, they played really good defense. I didn't think we played very good offense, and I think that falls on my shoulders, not theirs. We just kind of got stagnant and didn't move things. I thought it really hurt us in the first half when Aaron Henry and Nick Ward, we planned on punching it in, and they both got in foul trouble, and that kind of really, really hurt us. We gave up some defensive things, but it doesn't diminish on the incredible season these guys have had, and probably in a day I'll be able to sit back and look at the incredible journey and the incredible run. It's just disappointing in some way, but it's I've heard Chris talk about how he built his team, and I guess somewhere there's a compliment to us that he kind of believes in the same philosophy, which I think is true for any sport. We always talk about defense wins championships. We didn't defend so bad until the last, 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then we kind of fell apart. So, incredible run. Hats off to a very, very good Texas Tech team and very well coached. And they hurt us tonight and deserve to win the game.
Questions for the Michigan State student athletes. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Questions for Cassius or Matt, please raise your hand. Left of the aisle up front.
Hondo Carpenter, Spartan Nation. Matt, for you as a senior, there's been times in that locker room after the end of a season where there was blood left in the turnip, but you guys gave everything you have. Is there comfort in knowing this team literally left it all on the court?
Yeah, a little. I mean, we wanted to win. We wanted to win a championship. That was our goal, and we just didn't shoot good. Texas Tech played really good, and we just couldn't get the win.
Just a quick reminder: you're not permitted to shoot cell phone video in here. Thank you. To the right of the aisle.
Cassius over here. They seem to make you never really got comfortable today. What were they doing that made you not be able to get comfortable tonight?
They did a good job of, full rotating. They switched really well, made it hard to get into the post and things like that. Kept you on the sideline. So their defense is really, really good. Forces you in some tough situations to make plays.
Up front to the right, front row.
Cassius, Jim Comparoni, SpartanMag.com. You looked at their film all week. Was the defense even more difficult than you expected once you encountered it on the court, or how was it similar or different than what you saw on film?
It was right about what we expected. We were prepared. They were good at it. They got their hands on a lot of balls. We could have been a lot better though. I think part of it was us, being casual with the basketball, or not being strong enough, not executing well enough. We could have did a better job on that part, but their defense was really good also.
To the left of the aisle.
Jack Ebling, Spotlight Radio, Fox 47. Matt, you had to expend a lot of energy on defense after Aaron's second foul. Can you talk about that and how it affected your offense? Was it a cramp? And what you saw in that last three from the wing?
Yeah, I mean, there's no really excuse for being tired in this game. It's the Final Four. Coach always says, play like there's no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow now, I can't be using tired as an excuse, I cramped up a little, but I feel like I got back in there and was good. We just lost.
All the way to the back, to the right of the aisle. Please raise your hand.
Hey guys, Zach Griffith, Sports Capital Journalism. I was wondering, what you guys tried to do differently once Texas Tech lost Tariq Owens.
Matt first, please, then Cassius.
I mean, he's a really good shot blocker. We try to go inside more and just keep attacking, but we didn't change a lot. We just kept to our game.
And Cassius.
We stuck to our game plan. We were allowed to help a little bit more on defense because of the lobs and things. So we still try to go in aside, wear them down a little bit more in there.
Midway up to the left of the aisle. Other side. Did you have a question? If you have a question for the student athletes, please raise your hand. Let's go back up front to the right side.
Matt McQuaid at JimComparoni.SpartanMag.com. When you checked out of the game, Izzo had a few words for you. What kind of things did he say, if you don't mind me asking, as those final seconds were counting down, and any additional words he had for you and since then?
Jim, that was for who? Which one? For? Go ahead, Matt.
He just hugged me and just said, I'm sorry. Then I told him I'm sorry, and you just hugged. I got a special relationship with Coach. One thing I'm going to miss the most is, when I get done working out during the day, just going up, like before class or after class, I come work out at the Brez, and I go up to his office and talk to him for like 5 minutes, and we just talk about family or what I need to get better at, and we go over stats or film or something, and I love Coach, and he's done so much for me and helped me so much. And I know he's got my back, and I got his back for the rest of our life.
Is there a final question for Matt or Cassius? If you have one, please raise your hand. With that, we'd like to thank Matt and Cassius for coming down to the main interview room. They're going to head back to the Michigan State locker room, which should be open for a few more minutes. Questions for Coach Izzo. If you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand. Let's start in the center of the room.
Coach Lucas Weiss, last word on sports. When you hear Matt just mention those kind words about you, what does that make you feel?
Oh, I think any coach, the relationships they have, their years last 4, but the relationships hopefully last 20, 30, or 40. And Matt will play some basketball yet. He's got a couple opportunities and some things. And kid gave me everything. Like I said, I coined the phrase with him and Josh Langford. Some kids like it, some kids love it, and some kids live it. He's a guy that lived it, And the sad part is that cramp came right on that three-point shot on the wing and airballed it. And, but he still wanted to get back in there, and we needed him in there. Whoever asked the question, it was true. He had to switch off on both those guys, Mooney and for a while, and then of course Culver, because with Aaron out of there, it was a problem in that first half, and I thought he did a hell of a job. We had some problems with our bigs on the ball screens, and Matt was left by himself a few times, so. He'll go down as one of the all-time great guys and hardest workers that I've ever coached.
Coach, we'll move to the back of the room, to the left of the aisle.
Tom, just wondering, at what point in that game did you feel like you were going to have a lot of trouble with this Texas Tech team?
It was early. I didn't like the fact that I didn't think we posted him up like I wanted to. I thought we could go inside and give him credit. Ozzy, I think it is. He played him more minutes than he's been playing lately. He's been playing a smaller lineup, but it was the subs that hurt us. Our subs hurt us a little defensively, and their subs hurt us a little bit offensively. But, I was concerned early. In fact, to be honest with you, I was ecstatic at halftime. I said, we're 2 down the way we played. I thought we had 7 turnovers. We gave them the ball a couple times, meaning they just took it from us. We didn't shoot it very well, but they didn't shoot it very well either. I thought we had a real chance at halftime, but I was worried early in the game. It just didn't seem like we had what it takes to compete against a team like that, which, is a little disappointing. But then again, you know, what you got to understand about that team, too, I think they have 4 grad seniors, and that's a tough, rugged team. And Chris did an unbelievable job with them, putting them together. I really like his team.
If you have a question for Coach Izzo, please raise your hand. We'll send a microphone attendant in your direction. One more in the back, left of the aisle.
Tom, you're always a representative of your league in the Big Ten, and I'm just curious, how would you respond to folks who, you know, have comments about the league now that the drought for the titles going on 20 years next season?
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment, you know. I mean, I don't think it's fair. Like, I think throughout this year, I think our league, top to bottom, was the best. But I'm going to be prejudiced to our league. Somebody else will be prejudiced to theirs. But the Big Ten, you know, you look at some things, you know, like I said, we played 24 conference games this year. We played 20 against in a regular season than most of any conference playing. We play in front of the most people, and we didn't get it done. And, you know, and I feel like I'm part of that issue. So, you know, I'll put on my big boy pants and say, yeah, you've been here 8 times, you've won 1, so that's part of the problem. But I'm going to keep knocking on the door. One of these days it's going to open. And I also think that for our league, you know, Matt Painter was an eyelash away. You know, I thought Mike Krzyzewski said it well. You know, everybody wants everybody to change what they do. If one free throw goes in or one free throw goes out, I mean, you look at Virginia, you know, and I'm really happy for Tony, one of the all-time great guys. Actually happier for his dad. I hope he gets to the games. But he just won 2 games that were almost miracle wins, you know, and I heard John Calipari say it. You know, he lost one to Kansas on a bizarre shot, and he lost one the other night when he had a lead. So I look at the tournament is what it's all about. I understand that. But if you ask me, it's like winning the Big Ten tournament championship. I put a lot more into the 20 games. You know, I put a lot more into how the season went. One of these days, we got enough teams knocking on the door. We're going to find a way to win one. And I was hoping to do that for Jim Delaney before he gets out. So maybe we got one more chance.
Center of the room, Coach.
Coach Barry Hine, KNSI Sports. A little over 2 minutes to go. It looked like you'd recapture the momentum. You'd been down double digits. You cut it to 1. And then there was a timeout. I think it was back up to 3 at that point. But it looked like you had the momentum in your favor. What do you talk about in that timeout, and how are they able to recapture the momentum back?
Well, it was that we got to get it on the defensive end, and we gave up a couple of ball screen-ish plays that, God, we just never done. The guys we had in there, we gave up a couple of plays, and they made some great shots. And I thought Aaron Henry, you know, our whole thing tonight was take no more than 2 dribbles in there. They collapse so well and kick out. And we just didn't we didn't do a very good job of that. But Aaron Henry, my freshman, on that last play, kicked that one to Matt McQuaid. And he had a wide open shot, and it just didn't fall, you know, and that's the nature of basketball. But I talked more about we got to be solid on the defensive end. You know, we look like we're fatiguing. And hey, give them some credit on that, too. I mean, Culver hit one, but, God, Mooney hit 2 shots that were one with a guy right in his face, and one, I don't know, shot it from right over here, I think. I didn't even get to see it. It was so far out. And that's how you win games. You know, you make plays. And they made some plays. We didn't make some plays. We missed some shots. Hurt to have McQuaid out of there, even for a couple minutes. But they, listen, they earned it. They deserved it. Give my guys credit. We didn't quit and we came back. But it wasn't really a game that I felt we were ever out of. But it wasn't really a game, to answer the question, whoever asked it before, that I felt comfortable in it. Just the way, the nature they played, it was impressive.
That's all the time we have. We want to thank Coach Izzo for coming down to the main interview room, and congrats on a great season. Great run through the tournament.